Dun, 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 dun. Yo, I respectfully disagree podcast. Got the fellas with me. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Adrian?
What's going on with you, man? Good to be back. It's been a
Sir.
while.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all pulling up. Got Avery and DJ in the building.
This has been a horrible day.
I
Louisville
told E,
lost.
I told E South Carolina was dangerous and that they was gonna get Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's getting destroyed.
I know based on my history with parlays and stuff, people don't take my picks too serious. But Oklahoma ain't ready for the SEC yet. Not yet.
Not even close. They can go to the what's that? The Conference USA. That's what they
Go
ready
to the
to.
Sun Belt.
Yeah, send their ass over to the whack. Fuck out of here.
Louisville put on a nice performance for the most part. It's just the defense, man. It's Cam Ward, just he a different animal.
He's a Heisman Trophy, runner for a reason, man. They're the number 6 team in the country. You got to play perfect.
Yeah.
And they didn't play perfect. And it is what it is. But I've always said that, Louisville, in my opinion, they're a couple years off from being a playoff contender. It just wasn't that year.
Both defenses wasn't all that today.
Not at
Shoot,
all. I didn't expect Miami's defense to look at bad.
52-45.
Yeah, it was a shootout. It was a shootout.
Literally.
So whoever gonna have the ball last gonna win.
And that's exactly what happened.
But I ain't gonna keep y'all. It's a nice day outside. Interesting topic today. I saw your post, and you might have to pull it up for me. I had a screenshot, but now I'm live on Instagram.
Yeah.
But the post I saw, it said, "The hood praises
Loser shit.
or something." Quote it for
I'm
me.
I'm pulling you 1 second. I'll pull it up for you. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. The black community.
1 sec. So the hood glorifies a lot of loser shit. That's exactly what it said.
The hood
glorifies
a lot of loser shit.
So that's what the original post said. Yeah. And everyone was like facts, things of that nature. But then
I chimed in and I said, black culture is trash.
No. That's not what you said.
Black,
I'm
what I say?
I'm gonna hold you to your words. You said black culture in general. That's what you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and I said,
I will double down on that.
And then what we're doing right now, I'm just reading from the Facebook post, and I said I agree to a certain extent, but there are a lot of positive aspects that are a part of black culture. And then Adrian, you popped in and said facts, music, movies, everything, and that's what decided
Triggered this conversation.
Yes.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. So when I saw the post, and I agree with it because I'm like, in general, which is what led me to hit a heart on your post, because I'm saying that that's how I view it. When you hear the term the hood, the first thing that comes to your mind is our community.
Yep.
Now I get it. Every place has a hood. You can call whatever you want to, Hispanics, white people. Everybody has a hood. I get that part of it. But when you hear that term and you think about the context in which that post was written, that's the first thought that came to my mind. Mm-hmm. So then I saw what you said, but in the midst of that, I was responding to DJ.
Yeah, okay.
He said black culture in general. So when I said facts, I'm like, when you break down our music, our movies, everything in between, we glorify loser shit.
Yep.
So let's have the conversation, people. That's where we at today.
Yeah, and while I understand that aspect of it, I get where you're coming from. I think that we have to be careful when we say things like that because black culture our movies and music, we're not just on. We don't just have those type of short. Well, we're not a monolith when I want to say this. You know, we're not just going to be on one straight and narrow path. We don't just have hood movies, for example. You know what I'm saying? We don't just have hood music, for example. You know, black culture, black music is not just rap. It's not just hip hop. You know, we have gospel music, we have jazz, we have rhythm and blues. Hell, the first, and this is arguably the first rock and roll artist was a black man. Rock and roll was created by a black person. That's Chuck Berry, and
yeah.
Little Richard. So when you say music, you have to encompass all of that, not just rap. So that's when you say everything. I was like, well, hold on now. Our music's not just rap, not just hip hop. We have artists, and we influence a lot of other cultures. Because you think about it, you go overseas, you go to Japan, Korea, you go over to Germany and things of that nature.
Yeah, we definitely trendsetters.
Yeah, we trendsetters, and while I get exactly what you guys were saying, because there's a lot of, when it comes to hip hop and rap music, they do glorify things like drug dealing and murder and killing, snitching. Well, stop snitching, not snitching on things of that nature.
Hell, I'm snitching.
Yeah,
You got me messed all the way up.
but
I ain't
took
gonna
my
jump
words
on
out of your mouth. and that's why I could never be a part of that lifestyle.
Right.
Because I'll let you know right now, you do any crime around me, and if it's me or you, you going to jail, bro.
Right.
I'm not about to take no charge for you. I'm not about to take no charge for you. He did that crime, officer. Yeah.
So like I agree with what you're saying as far as like the music, but it's like the music from the beginning is usually what matters, because that music don't die. The Marvin Gaye's, the Earth, Wind and Fire, the Anita Baker, Supremes, all that music don't die. That music transcends time. Like, that's what it is. However, in modern day, let's use today, because this is what we got to work on, because this is what we living by and this is what we see. The music now, like, even though we still got good music, can't lie, we still got good music out there. Everybody still love all these kind of artists, except the ones that are getting the most glorified is all the negative ones. So that's what I have an issue with. So because all of these daggone artists that's out here saying all this, man, I had middle schoolers, like when Sexy Red first came out, they over here going down the hallway talking about, my coochie hole pink, my booty. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
I didn't even know who that chick was. So you even have parents playing this at parties and stuff like it, kids parties. Like like when it comes to the music, like, yes, we are definitely, in my opinion, the best out there. So as far as the black culture, however, it is the black culture that will not stand up for our children's sake and say, turn that shit off, in my opinion.
Okay. And I understand that. I really do. But at the same time, though, you have to realize, all three of us, we also listen to this music on the daily. You just popped in Glorilla the other day. You was repping Glorilla. I just listened to some Glow myself on the way over here.
The album's
so
fire,
we do,
by the
yeah.
way.
I mean, so we do have to hold ourselves accountable when it comes to things like that. So I understand that completely. At what point do we put, personal responsibility on ourselves, as on the parents, over, you know what I'm saying? So,
True.
But go ahead. I know.
So I was waiting to hear both sides, and you started out, and I'm gonna hit the button on what you were saying. Technically, you're correct. From a technical standpoint, there are other genres, other things like that. But I think the key component to that post and how I interpreted it was the term glorify. And that's kind of where you was going with your follow-up to that. When I look at that and I say, we glorify trap music, we glorify this shaking your ass culture, and like you said, influence across the entire world. He just said middle school girls walking around saying and doing this and that. So I'm saying to you, when the post says the hood glorifies loser shit, that's what we need to highlight. Because I listen to the New Future. I like it. But I heard this man say, we no longer pop perkies, we snort them. And I'm like, bruh, what are we doing? We're old enough to where intellectually we know this is just music. It's just entertainment.
Right.
But to a young 14, 15-year-old who's trying to figure out the world, that's when you start falling into the category of us glorifying loser shit.
I've never heard the New Future. I'm not going. Look, I heard everything you just said, but it took me a second. I said, "Beg your pardon." He said, "What?"
He got a song on there called
What?
I Just Lost My Homie to Fentanyl. That's the song. The whole chorus is I just lost my homie to fentanyl. And throughout this song, that's what he's talking about. So when I hear that, I'm listening to it in my own personal space. I don't listen to it around my kids or
Right.
nothing like that. And at the end of the day, you are absolutely correct. We all have listened to it at some point in time. I grew up on 3-6 Mafia. Project Pat is one of the biggest influencers.
Hold on now.
And now he's a pastor.
Reverend Project Pat.
So
Put some respect on his name now.
So at the end of the day, people can change, but think about the image that 3-6 Mafia carried our whole entire childhood.
Well, sticking to the music part of this segment, of course, we all know friends of people, we grew up with who was in some shit and they took that music literally in a sense and it influenced them in the negative way. While you have people like us who listen to that music, it didn't influence us in the negative way. So like now it's like, as me personally as a father, like my kids know of these artists.
Yep.
However, if I ever heard them listen to it and I'm saying shut that off, I don't care if I listen to it because I'm conscious enough to know the difference and I'm not going to sit here and glorify what they're talking about. To me, I'm like, oh, dang, that was a dope rhyme. I love the beat. However, to them, it's looking cool and all the kids are saying it's seeming cool. And then, hey, if you do it, it's even more cool. So it's like, don't do what I do. Do what I say.
So, okay. So this actually brings up a interesting topic. And me and Adrian, we spoke about this on a previous podcast. And it goes back into, like I said, personal responsibility. At what point do we put personal responsibility and parental responsibility on? Because at the end of the day, these content creators, and we had this conversation before about the Disney, these content creators are making music for us. It's for us. They have those. I don't know if I haven't seen a CD in I don't know how many years, but parental advisory, those messages are on there for a reason. These for people who are 18 and over and things like that. So these movies, these TV shows, everything that you guys are talking about, they're saying that it's, loser shit that we're glorifying. It's not intended for kids. It's intended for adults. So at one point do we say, you know what, we probably need to have a conversation with our children. Mind you, you guys have kids. I'm always going to look at this from a different lens than you because I don't have kids.
Right.
And I'm probably not going to have kids. But seriously, it's just one of those things where it's a hard question to tackle just because it's like on one end, you want to think about the youth. You want to think about the future. You want to think about what type of world we're leaving them. But at the same time, it's like, dude, but this is not intended for them in the first place. How are they being allowed to listen to this? So it's I get it.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's a rough. It's hard to traverse because it's damn. I want to say this, and I know where. Give me one. I know what you're going to say. It's almost impossible because kids have access to so many things, YouTube, the phones, you know, they can go over a friend's house and watch these things, and you cannot always be there to basically police that. So I get that. So
I agree there, but sticking with the music concept before we get to the movies, because I want to dive into the movie aspect of it too. Sticking with the music. Now, just the other night, I didn't watch it, but the BET Awards was on.
Was that the BET Hip Hop Award?
Whatever it was.
it was?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they had it in the club.
They had
It was-
It was in the club.
They had it at Cole's place. They had them legends. I just looked at the venue. I was like, hold on. Hey, they had it at the Pink Building by Shawnee High School.
They had some Indies and Popeyes.
It was catered by Chicken King. hey, C-Tez was the host.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't with him.
DJ Lil Carl on the ones and twos.
Louisville people, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't y'all come after me.
Oh my God! Hey, no. These are Louisville legends. Though. I don't care. These are Louisville legends. These are Louisville legends.
Hey,
Blame him.
Hey,
I ain't got nothing to do with
hey,
These are
man,
Louisville legends.
That setup killed me though. I was like, oh shoot, we done went from the Apollo setting to Club Cedar.
Oh man!
Oh shoot! See, I can't fool with him.
I'm glad y'all lighten the room
Oh shoot!
because I don't want people to get upset with me when I say what I'm getting ready to say, because it's like,
I got you.
bruh, when you saw this setting, you saw some of the clips and stuff like that. I'm looking at chicks up here doing the splits and dropping it on the stage and things like that. And it made me go back to my childhood. I remember watching the BET Awards and stuff with my mother, and you saw Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
You saw Whitney Houston. You saw a night where African Americans were being celebrated
Yep.
for their hard work.
So that's even what Steve Harvey and Cedric. You know, they did it with elegance. They hosted it.
It's not the
with
same
elegance.
anymore.
So that's where I'm
Yeah,
getting to, and tying it back into your post, because I'm saying that somewhere between my childhood and now, it's been lost. It's a lost art in terms of our music, which is what you were saying. There's all kinds of genres and things like that. So I'm saying that the creativity is gone. The passion is gone, because our culture now glorifies all the wrong shit, to where an entire award ceremony, which should be a night of celebration, has turned into who has the skimpiest outfit on, who's up here damn near butt naked, there's nothing from my perspective, and that's why I said no disrespect to anybody that is cool with all of it. It's just my preference. Like, what are we doing? It's all distasteful across the board. And that's why I'm saying that you said parental labels and things like that. There's no way that I can sit down with my daughters and watch the BET Awards, even though 20 plus years ago, I sat down and watched it with my family. That's the difference.
Yeah, BET is not the BET that we grew up on. It's not.
Nah,
I think
not
ever
at all.
since Bob Johnson sold it to, I think it sold to Comcast or the Viacom, which is owned by MTV. Whatever, MTV owns them and all that stuff. And then I think they sold it to, I don't know, Tyler Perry or something.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
not
it
the
was
same,
something,
bro.
yeah.
BET is not the same. And it's like, you see the difference. I have not watched BET. It hasn't been on my TV in probably the last 5-10 years.
But as much as we highlight and glorify and talk about black excellence and things like
That
that,
ain't black excellence.
where
on
is
that
the
channel.
accountability, which all centers around the post? When the post says the hood glorifies loser shit, that was my first thought. That's where I took it, because I'm like, this should be a night of us promoting each other, because we already know that there's other stations and things that don't broadcast black music,
Yeah.
that don't showcase underground artists, people that make amazing music. They just don't have the opportunity to be seen by the rest of the world. So that should be a night of celebration, but instead we turn it into a hood party.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'll be honest, and this is I don't get into like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but a lot of this stuff that they're being shown is by design. You know,
I agree.
You know, it's by design. They show the absolute worst of what we have to offer to the masses, and then the masses see that it's like, this is all that black people do. They
Right.
strip, they twerk, you know, they use drugs, you know, they use violence. That's when you like your that's why Shade Room is so popular. Your all your black baller alert and Bossip and things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of those little social media sites, they're not even ran by black people.
Nah.
These are ran by
It's all programming,
individuals
man.
who are not of people of color.
So think about your original stance and what you just said 20 minutes ago in terms of now we looking at the word influence. Everybody in the world knows that our music, our culture influences the world. You just acknowledged that a lot of these sites and stuff are not even ran by us. So we have to hold ourselves accountable to make sure that the images that are being portrayed of our community are different than what they're trying to broadcast to the rest of the world, which goes back to this post. It's like, bruh, we glorify loser shit, but then when you and I say, hey, bruh, it's our culture, we need to do something different, now it creates a debate amongst ourselves and people that's like, nah, bruh, we not gonna throw our black people under the table. It wasn't meant.
I'm throwing all y'all motherfuckers on the table. I'm throwing all y'all.
It's not meant to make African Americans look bad or make me sound like I'm an Uncle Tom or anything like that. I'm like, bruh, we now have the opportunity. We got the platforms. We got everything that we need to change some of those perspectives and some of those narratives and shed a different light and have a more positive image in view. And we can transition into movies and things like that, because I've always said that we glorify drug dealing and trafficking in every popular show known to man since the time that we were kids, bro. I remember New Jack City, Boys in the Hood.
And
I'm
those
like,
was
dog,
the most popular ones.
I'm a full-blown adult with kids now, and now we got Power, we got BMF, we got this, we got, like, there's nothing else that we can put out
Shows are
there.
trash, by the way.
There's nothing else
Hold
that can
on,
be
what?
put out there.
Those shows are trash, by the way.
What show?
Power, BMF.
Get them off the show. Get them.
Hey,
We can get him out of here. We can get him out of there. Look,
you know what one show that doesn't glorify?
Oh,
tell me.
shoot.
Tell me.
You know what one show that doesn't glorify?
Okay. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Family Matters.
Okay. Okay. Hear me out real quick. So, Family Matters.
Oh, no.
Family Matters. So, this is a show
Is it?
that glorifies the black family in doing stuff the right way. But then we got people like you hollering about that it's trash when it sends a positive message.
But it's supposed to be funny, and it's not funny.
It is funny. We adults now. Of course, we
Bruh.
don't think it's as funny right
Bruh.
now. But
Don't
even
feel
back
bad,
then, at the
DJ.
moment,
Hey,
I've been watching.
Urkel has aged like spoiled milk. That like I looked at an episode the other day, bro. You know what's the funniest thing about Family Matters? I know we're off top right now. We'll swing back. But you know what's the funniest thing about Family Matters, bro? You remember when Eddie got beat up by them dragons? They beat the brakes off of him, bro. And Carl was hot. Here's a man. He's a cop, and he can't do nothing about it.
but that was realistic, man. That was more realistic
Then Martin,
Yeah,
how?
really.
Yes, how? And you bet not. Realistic? Didn't Urkel turn himself in a?
We ain't talking about that episode.
Look, you know what?
Come on, bro.
Stay right there real quick, because I like how we transition to that. But think about it, because You had your Cosbys. You had A Different World. You had Amen.
Fresh
you had
Prince.
227.
Fresh Prince.
You had, and I sound real old right now, so y'all
He
forgive
said
me.
amen, though.
Nah,
He really took it away.
But think about it. These are all sitcoms and stuff that when my mother came home from work and cooked dinner or whatever, we sat down and watched it. We could
Right.
all watch it together.
Yeah.
Right.
You do not have that anymore. It's gone. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Parenthood, Sister.
Steve Harvey show. Shoot, you
Look,
can
I've
throw
been
it in
watching.
there.
I've been watching Steve Harvey for the last couple of weeks. They got all 6 seasons on Amazon Prime. That's what I watch every night now. But I'm saying to
Jamie
you, it's
Foxx
like,
show, the Wayne's brothers. My stuff.
where did we get to in society to where the blueprint was trying to be late? That was the
Yes.
foundation.
That was.
But
mean-
somehow, some way, we done transitioned straight to reality TV, and now it's love and hip hop. This and
They still
Bruh.
they
Pisses me
still
off.
make black sitcoms, not as much as you would think, but they still make them. Hell, what's this one that was with Anthony Anderson, Blackish? That came on for years.
That's probably the
Blackish,
biggest one.
yeah, the Blackish.
Honestly, that's probably the biggest one that's in a
there's
positive
one on
sense.
Netflix with Mike Epps, the Upshaws. You have the,
Yeah, ain't
you
nobody
have
looking
the
at that.
Marlon Wayans had his own.
Marlon was
I
good.
mean, he had
Hey,
his own.
now I'll give him that one.
The
Marlon was
Jared
good.
Carmichael had a show. I mean, it comes on. It's just not as popular as
trash.
these shows when we were kids.
tie it back to your post,
But
to the
my-
original post.
But when my original post, what I had an issue with because what you guys are saying is correct. What I was saying is that's when you said everything. No, I disagree with that because black culture is not just hip hop music. It's not just hood movies. That's where I had a disagreement with. What you're saying is 100%
Shout out to
correct.
Brandon. He said the Jeffersons. Go ahead.
Oh, wow.
My wife
Hey,
and
that was-
kids. Hey,
My
hey,
wife-
real
my wife
talk,
and
bro.
kids. That's a
real
good one.
talk.
That's
Yeah,
a good
you
one.
know. But oh man, the Jeffersons. I just thought.
Man, hey, I grew up watching Sanford and Son and stuff like
Sanford
that.
and
So
Son
it's
was
like,
See,
it's like, bro.
but it's
yeah,
like all
it's
those
just-
movies was showing positive images of black fathers as well. Like a lot of those shows did. From shoot, you can go Jamie Foxx show. Like his uncle was the father figure. You can go Family Matters, Fresh Prince, Wayne's Brothers. Like you can Sanford and Son. All of these shows.
It's just they
showed
don't. I mean,
positive
but like
figures.
I said, but hell, Blackish.
Blackish.
He was a successful. The mom was successful. He had two ultra successful black father parents in
Yeah.
the home raising kids. I mean, those shows. They're just like you said. They're not as popular because you have
Because it's
yours.
too positive
Well,
for black people.
Exactly.
But you know, controversy sells. Unfortunately. And it's not just for black
That-
people.
yeah.
And it's not just for black people because they make these shows all over the place. Hell, you got Jersey Shore.
The Bachelorette, Bachelor.
Well, I wouldn't consider The Bachelor and Bachelorette on that
Man.
level. They're more like a reality TV show. Let's find love. I'm thinking more like
It's like
Flavor Flav. That's when it really started to go downhill.
It did.
For-
It did.
for
Because he
movies and
started
for
it
TV
actually
shows,
for that.
For TV shows wise, I think personally
But-
that was that win.
But here's the difference in my opinion, and I ain't trying to be on no conspiracy type stuff or whatnot. But I'm saying to you, they have the outlets to where they can do some of what we're talking about, but then you also get Cheers. You also get whatever sitcoms that promote just family sit down, have fun.
Home improvement.
But you got to think about
We
who's
didn't
in
have those opportunities.
Yeah, but you got to think who's in those positions to make those decisions. A lot of those people aren't, black people.
tie it
You have
back
your,
in.
your Shonda Rhimes and stuff like that. She's
So
going
tie it back into what you already said today. We know who controls it all. They control the images and things that are being portrayed and broadcast out to the world. So I'm saying to you, in my opinion, in 2024, when you got your Oprahs, Tyler Perry got his own studios, got his own everything. And yes, Tyler Perry does try to promote and send out different images. I'm not a fan of his work for the most part overall.
Say, if y'all look at some of his shows, he's out there.
But I'm saying to you, in
F
terms
him.
of
I know I'm trying to stop cussing, but F him. I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry.
when you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, we don't have the resources, we don't have the things like that," I respectfully disagree. We have the opportunity. You look at 50 Cent, and he's made a killing putting out shows, and we love them. I love them. I sit down and watch them. So I'm a part of the problem too. If you want to say, if we want to change something, stop watching it, then okay, yes, I'll hold myself accountable because I enjoy Power.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to you, we don't have any other images to sit down and watch because all of our lives, all we've seen has been drug dealing, stealing, and killing.
Yeah.
That's where the money's being made at, and everybody knows that's the blueprint. That's the recipe. If I want a large group of African Americans to sit down and talk about my show, we flooding the streets with bricks, and they gonna come to it.
And that's unfortunate.
Snowfall. Shoot.
That was
They gonna come to it, bro.
And that's the unfortunate truth. Is and you're right to say that. And like I said, Gordon, what you said is not wrong. I'm just expanding on my point when saying that when you go to black culture, because that's what you said. You said music, movies, everything.
Yes.
I had an issue with the everything part
Mhm.
because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, hell, black culture is not just music and movie. We're talking about, our artists, art. Hell, I forgot his name. I'm not really gonna try it, but he was a famous sculptor here in Louisville. I think he lived by Aunt Bonnie's house. I think his last name was Hamilton, something Hamilton, I believe. But so you have that. You have like our cuisine, what we eat, the food that we perform. That's considered black culture. You have I mentioned music. You got to think about what we've done. Black Greek culture. The Divine Nine with the different fraternities and sororities. What they done positive in their communities. That's considered black culture. It's one of those things where movies and music, okay, to a certain extent, but it's much broader, and that was my whole point. It is much bigger than that, and we just have to remember that while there are some negative aspects in regards to black culture, there's a lot more positive.
Okay,
that
so
we have to also highlight.
Hold on, but I was about to ask you that. Do you think in today's society right now, with the modern times, is it more negative within black culture or is it more positive within black culture?
A lot of it just depends on the person.
No, I'm gonna need you to answer this. We ain't gonna do that.
He trying to be politically correct.
No, me personally, I think it's positive.
You think it's more positive?
Yes.
So,
but that's just my lens, though.
Okay.
Our lens is different. How we look at the world.
I give you that one because me working within the school system,
it's totally different.
I see more negative than positive when it comes to
because you got to deal with the aspects of you're dealing with kids who 12, 13, 14 going through, and some of these kids are coming from places that are not they're not coming from home where you have your mother and father. They're dealing with issues.
And that was another one, which is why when we talk about these old shows, it always promoted black fathers in the home. We don't have that no more. They're literally taking black fathers out of the home. Like I always say, black fathers keep their sons out of jail and the girls off stripper poles. I mean, it is what it is. Like,
but if you said that in 2024, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Somebody
you
be ready
good.
to fight you.
Exactly, because
like people defend it now.
Yeah, people.
If I'm getting to the bag, it don't matter. Literally, and this is not limited to African Americans. I'm saying to you, this is now a worldwide issue. OnlyFans. More people promote and push OnlyFans and make it like it's a respectable career. And then I'm not choosing to disrespect people who do it, but
shit.
So hey. One thing I've seen though, this is one thing I've seen though, and it's crazy if you brought that up though, because I was just watching the boxing match the other week, and it was promoted. It wasn't promoted by OnlyFans. It was promoted by their like their counterpart, like their say OnlyFans is Coke. It's called Fansly. They're Pepsi. There's a boxing match that was going on, and the promotion was Fansly. Their name was on the ring. So they're trying to, I guess, legitimize,
normalize,
or make sure they cross over from what made them famous, which was the X-rated.
And they're trying to rebrand themselves.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not about to sit here and say I've never purchased an OnlyFans video before, because I have. I'm not going to be ashamed of it. But at the same time, get your money. I would rather. But let me say this: I would rather someone do that opposed to they're actually out here on the street trying to sell that by them, but that's just me personally.
But
It's
but,
legal.
But go
It's
back.
legal.
Go
So-
back to the original conversation and the culture and things like that. Why I mentioned it and you was talking about dealing with school. I BS you not. I just had this conversation with my wife last night. They're having an issue at elementary school. These kids running around talking about we going to a Diddy party.
What?
Oh yeah, they say it. They say it in high school.
We going to
Like
a
it's-
Diddy party. This is elementary. That is our culture.
I wonder who you got that from.
That is our culture. That is
Well, but to say, I wonder who you got that from. Because who streams? Who says that? I don't say that no Diddy stuff.
Hey,
but for
So we
us,
gotta look
a thing.
ourselves. We
That's
gotta
a
look
thing.
ourselves in the mirror and realize
Diddy.
what we see. My point exactly. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror and realize
but it used to
what
be-
what we say has impacts.
but it used to be no homo.
And that's another thing. We have to.
Now it's no Diddy.
I know. But saying no homo, saying no Diddy, all that's harmful. It really is. If you want to think about it, it is harmful because these kids hear what we're saying, they think it's okay, so they're gonna say the exact same thing that we're saying. They think it's acceptable. That's the issue.
so let's highlight your post again. The hood glorifies loser shit.
Yes.
So again, I understand what you're saying. There's no right or wrong answer technically, but I'm going to lean wholeheartedly with what he said. When he uses the phrase black culture in general, that to me is a very valid and very true statement because of everything that we're discussing thus far and how it trickles all the way down to elementary kids talking about they going to a Diddy party, bro.
Yep.
We got to hold ourselves accountable. And then we don't give TikTok, Twitter, the rest of the world the ammunition to say that our culture influences the world based on negative things.
That's why I said, man, like it like honestly with me, I blame parents because whatever you did in your life, you setting your kids up for failure. Whatever position that you did, whether it's you decided to have kids without a man present or in the home, or you decided to, because me personally, I'm like, marry before you carry. And although that some people don't live by that, and although I've seen it work positively in the opposite way, which is fine, but that is not the norm. The exception doesn't make the rule. So a lot of families that are being raised up now, there's no father. A lot of these kids that are in trouble in school, that's having issues, that is living by this negativity when it comes to music, movies, TV, social media. Nobody's checking for that. Like when you got one parent in the home and the parent has to work to try to provide for 1, 2, 3 kids, and it's difficult for them to do all this. They have to put in 100%. Who's picking up the slack? They ain't got nobody else in the home to pick up the slack. So
TikTok, go ahead.
yeah. So if mom now is super tired because she done worked the double shift, she ain't about to sit here and be like, here, give me your phone. What are you doing? She tired. She ain't gonna sit here and be like, hey, what's your grades looking like at school? Your teacher called me, what are you doing? Instead of her going up to the school and checking, because she has to do everything. I've seen some awesome single mothers. However, the norm is the negative. And a lot of these kids is wilding out and they're being easily influenced because they don't have a double team in the home to help negate that. Like, who is helping? And it's so hard because I see it every day when it was in middle school, even in high school, the things that these kids go through, which when it comes to me, like, what am I doing to help solve the problem? What am I doing? Especially because it's the kids, because they're going to grow up. They're going to have this same mentality, and then they ain't going to do nothing but pass it down to the next generation. So what can I do to help? Well, number one, I'm going to help my kids. They come first. They are going to get whatever they need, and also the discipline to guide them in the right direction. When it comes to other people's kids working in the school system, is get involved. If you're not involved, then you're part of the problem. Like, coach, mentor, do something to help guide these kids, especially if you're in the position to do so. I know everybody can't do it, but for you to help these kids, if there's nobody else and you have that positive mindset, you need to get in there and you need to show them the way because nobody else is going to. I literally had a football player that was on my team that literally passed. He got shot. He got killed last week. And it's very difficult because, hey, he was about that life. It even came to the point to where I was taking him myself to go get a physical so he can be on the team. The other head coach trying to get him a physical to get him on the team, paying it out of our pockets so he would stay away from that, so he have something to look forward to, so he have something positive. And one day he got in trouble in school, got suspended. The next day, got shot. So trying to do whatever you can to make sure that these kids stay away from that negativity and that influence, that is what matters. And when people talk about that, oh no, the black community is the best and we do this, when we're basically the last in almost everything. And as far as like education, we are the most incarcerated with only being about 13 to 14% of the population. And that's a rabbit hole, so we don't need to go down that.
Yeah.
But that's why I said accountability.
Yeah. Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
And this
Go ahead.
and you guys, and I just want to say this because not enough people know this. You coach basketball, you coach football, and just hearing the stories that I heard about y'all, I mean, it's mind blowing. I'm so proud because these students, these kids really look up to you guys. You guys are positive role models. And we need more black men and women to go out there and just give time.
Yeah.
Give time. One thing I can say when I was growing up, and it really helped me out because I didn't have, I had my father and my mother. They were not in a relationship no more. They were separated. They were divorced. But my parents, I lived close. My dad was probably a couple of blocks away. But even then, there have been times where I felt like I couldn't speak to them about certain things just because I didn't want them to feel a certain type of way. Well, I had a mentor, a big brother, someone who just came to me and he had an unbiased opinion. And I think that a lot of individuals, a lot of these kids right now who are out here, they don't have that. They don't have that someone who could just, who's willing to just be there and listen to them and let them vent. Because a lot of these kids are out here, they're just angry. They have their whole lives. They wake up. It's drama. It's there's no food in the house. The lights ain't on. It's all that stuff. And I just want to say that I'm proud of both of y'all because you guys don't have to do that. You don't. You take that. You can do whatever, but you put your time and you have kids. You have your own kids, but you are out here giving time to help others. You don't have to do that. So I've always been proud of y'all for doing that, and just want to say, keep up the good work on that. With that being said,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. With that being said, let's bring this back to what the topic is, and that's
Hold on. Before you make it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shout out to Rose on the live. She said we don't have villages no more.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have others to help guide and influence, big mentors, respected older folks, but respect is gone, accountability is gone, discipline is gone. Without these, our youth are doomed. I wanted to insert that before you drove home.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rose.
That was real.
That was dope. Appreciate that. Is that a part of black culture?
Yes.
Is us not being involved? Is that a part of black? Do we consider that part of black? That's my question.
In my opinion,
is that black culture that there's no longer there's no longer fathers in the home? Is that considered black culture?
I will, because and I'll put it in I'll frame it like this. So anytime, like, you see like shows like Saturday Night Live and stuff like that, and anybody across the U.S., and I'll just use our demographic, we joke about that. we joke about, oh yeah,
Father's not in the home.
yeah, father's not being in the home.
Yeah.
So it's like it's worldwide known, honestly, but it's like within the U.S. we're known for not being in the home, and our women are known. You know, we're the last to get married. Our fathers have the least percentage of being in the home. So those jokes, although they are jokes, there's always truth to jokes. Everybody know anytime a comedian says up and it's hilarious, it's only hilarious because there's
some
truth
to
in it.
Mhm.
And that's the same thing when it comes to the fathers. Everybody knows somebody who don't have dad in the home.
Okay.
Like that's a thing. But then we get joked on, or if you are raised well, black kids. Black kids get joked on if they are raised well and they are not raised in the hood, and if they are not
You talk white.
saying the word, you talk
Yeah,
white. Like
Talk
even
white.
my own
That-
daughter.
that's one
So-
thing I used to deal with. Why you sound like that? You talk like you better than me. No.
That stuff's glorified, man.
Yeah, so I okay.
But
That
let
was
me,
my
but
question.
but let me. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because it'll lead to a whole deeper conversation. Several people may disagree, but I'm saying to you, to answer your question, I do feel like yes, but it ties into, I feel like our culture glorifies sex. You look at other cultures and other families and things like that, and they don't have kids at an early age. They wait until marriage, or they wait until they have a foundation before they start bringing kids into the world. Or you think about the Chinese culture and stuff like that. Sometimes over 2 kids, that's frowned upon.
Yeah,
They were killing kids at one point.
yeah, they was.
You ain't got the right kids. They were knocking kids off.
Yep.
But then when you look at our culture, if you wasn't getting it in at an early age, you was picked on, which encouraged you to want to go out and try to have sex so that you can sit at the popular table. Kids don't know what's going on, so before you know it, underage pregnancies,
Yep.
which leads to fatherless homes and kids having kids and things like that. And in my opinion, it's just my opinion, it ties back into us glorifying sex.
So, but it's for me though. Is that I would think that's more of a issue coming from not per se black culture, but individuals in low income. Because I see it. Well, I went to a school that was black and white, and the amount of pregnant women, it was even. You had a lot of black kids, black teens, black white teens. So, but I don't think that's like a when it comes to glorification of sex. I don't think that's a black culture issue. I think that's an American issue personally, because I think that we as Americans glorify it.
Think about your post. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you
Think
good.
about your post. The post said the hood glorifies loser shit.
Mhm.
Now we both, and all, I ain't say both, all 3 of us established that there's a hood everywhere in America. There ain't a color on the hood. You said low income environments and things like that. But I'm saying to you, typically that's the minority community. Like you said, if a parent is a single parent and working 2 or 3 shifts, little Johnny at home got the crib by itself.
Yep.
If little Susie mama at work too, guess who little Johnny inviting over to the house? Before you know it, little Susie done got knocked up. Now we done brought another child into the world, and you got 2 single parents that ain't no way we can raise no baby because we still trying to raise you. And it just continues. So I'm saying to you,
But that's
it
not
all
just, but
ties
that-
in.
But that's not just black culture though. I've seen that in white culture
No,
too.
no, but our
That-
but
well,
our
Think about
culture.
the music and the
Our-
movies and
but-
everything
but
that we're
our-
talking about.
No,
But
okay, no,
but
let me-
that
let-
happens.
hold
That
on,
happens in
hold
all
on.
cultures too.
It does.
'Cause
Let me-
I've seen it. Look, I've lived. I've went to Valley High School. I've seen it in Valley Station. I've seen it in Portland. I've seen it out in that happens. It's not just a black culture. Hell, I can show you the amount of people that we've seen.
So let me ask you this:
who are
I'm not
black,
from here.
who are not black, who were Caucasian, who were single parents, who had kids, whose kids had kids at some point. I mean, it's not. I think it's more of an American thing. when it
Rose
comes
just said that too.
Yeah.
And I'm not pushing back on what you're saying.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why I said originally, I don't want to offend anybody. This is my perspective. So when I hear you mention Portland, you just said it. I'm not from here. But when I hear people mention Portland and things like that, it's usually referenced in a negative light. And I'm asking you, and this is where y'all can correct me because I'm not from here. Who are they mimicking?
Mimicking us because
I think they're. I don't think they're mimicking us. I think they're just low income. I think they're low income and don't have the same accesses to the quality of service that someone who has a decent job, a decent house, and I mean, a lot of it is based on your environment.
Well, you can
And
say that
their environment is. I mean, the cost of living down in the West is not very expensive.
but like you
And
said,
I don't think that's a black thing because you got to think about because
I chose my words carefully.
But I don't mean to cut you off though. But you got to think about this too. You know, you have low quality of living in the state, Eastern Kentucky. Hell, they're sleeping with each other. I mean, in the Appalachian. Hell, you're from a very small town, correct?
And it ain't what you portraying. So
No.
Continue.
What I'm saying is though, you know, a lot of it, you know, a lot of it is, you know, I feel like for me personally, when it comes to the sex aspect of it, I think for me it has to do with not being black. I think it's more about, you know, the low, not having a lot of money and trying to, I'll say it, like trying to get benefits.
Poverty is everywhere.
Yeah.
Poverty is everywhere. You can go across the waters and pick the most impoverished community and anything else. You're not going to get the same things that you see here in America. So I chose my words carefully. I used the word mimic for a reason. Because when I say to you, when I'm at Kroger's over there or somewhere getting gas, the slang, how they dress and talk like us.
they listen to the stuff that we listen to,
Which goes back to the conversation of our culture and how we influence and what we promote and things like that. So yes, it may be centered around low income, poverty stricken environments and things like that. But at the end of the day, our culture has an influence on that region of this city.
Understood.
In my opinion.
But that is not all of our culture. That's been my point.
See, no, hold
That's
on.
always been my point. That's not all of our culture. That's not.
Hold on, but you got
That what you're saying is correct. That part of they're choosing to only focus on that aspect, and that's their choice to do so. But our culture is bigger. Our culture is bigger than just hip hop, trap music. It's bigger than your hood movies. That's what I'm. That's
It
all
is,
that
it
I'm saying.
is,
That's
it
all
is
I'm
bigger,
saying.
but
That's
those
all I'm
are the
saying.
ones that matter. That's
No,
the
no,
thing.
no.
But
To them, to us,
even to
to
that's what
us.
I'm
no,
saying.
it doesn't. No, I disagree. The entire I listen to everything, bro. I listen to
Right.
rap, R&B, rock music, folk. I listen to all that.
But it's
all
safe
that
to say
stuff
that you are
matters.
not the norm. Can we say that?
I can't. Well, obviously
You're
you
not-
can
you're
because you
not
know
the
for
norm.
a fact
You're not
there's
the norm.
nothing normal about me.
But I wasn't saying that to
but
be funny, but I'm saying to
But
you,
seriously though, it's just for me personally. I don't want people to think that, you know, because we're having it's a spirited conversation. I'm not offended by anything.
Right.
You know.
neither am I. And I hope nobody listening is either.
Yeah. I hope. They
I
don't
hope
think
you
that.
offended. I'm gonna tell you. I don't care. I'm gonna let you know. I don't care how you feeling. Anything. I'm gonna give you. Okay.
Petty as hell. But but this is I was hoping this would like have a spirited conversation, and a lot of it at the end of the day it comes down to our lenses are different. How I view the world will always be different from you two, and a lot of it's just based on how we were all raised.
Right.
You know.
Right.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
why I feel like
yeah,
my
that's-
perspective on it all, I grew up in a single parent house. I grew up on Section 8. I grew up in, Lord rest my mother's soul. My mother smoked weed. I watched my mother smoke all day long. I'm saying to you, I could have very easily let all of that influence me to make all the wrong and bad decisions in the world and blamed it on my environment. blamed it on my upbringing and things like that. That's why, for me personally, and I'm looking to the camera when I say it, I hate when we use that as an excuse to justify our behavior. We all have a choice.
Agreed.
Now, granted, some of the influences take control of us and push us towards some of them choices, but I hate when people are like, oh, we're going to give this person a pass because they grew up in a single parent home. They did this, they done that. That's why I'm saying to you, this conversation is what I wanted to have, because when we say the hood or the black culture and people come into defense of it all, I'm saying that, dude, I'm trying to hold us accountable so we don't have this dark cloud or this dark label.
Absolutely.
Why are you offended by what I'm saying when I'm trying to tell you we got to do better?
There's definitely
Right, and
some
I'm all
aspects,
about-
yeah, there's
I'm
definitely
all
some
about that.
aspects of the black culture that are not in a positive light. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you. And I literally just brought this up. We talked about it earlier, and you guys, I'm not a big fan of the shows like Power, BMF, and things like that because they glorify that. I've never been a big fan of Power, BMF, Snowfall. What's the other one? All the Power books and all that. Those drug dealing shows. I prefer, me personally, and me and you, we talk about this all the time. Game of Thrones, shows like that will actually take my mind off what's going on in the world, because dragons and knights and all that stuff. You can't see that out every day. I ain't gonna go outside and see a dragon, but I can definitely go up the block and see somebody slinging. I mean,
Yeah.
why do I want to see something like that on TV being glorified when I can see that right there on my block? And that's just me personally. I think that aspect of it, I'm not a fan of. My whole point, and this will always be my whole point was this, that black culture is not just hip-hop music, hood movies. That's all I'm saying. You guys are 100% correct when you say that there are aspects of black culture that do glorify that things. I will never say that you are wrong about that. 100% correct. All I mention is, me personally, I feel like there's much more to black culture than just that. That's all.
So,
And that's fair.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So again, I go back to this question: black culture, as a whole, as it's being seen, as we are literally witnessing what is going on out there, is it more negative or positive in modern day society right
In
now?
my opinion, I believe it's more positive. In my opinion.
Man, you
But that's
bullshitting.
that's just what I see. But I look at things
Come
different.
on,
but you gotta
man.
think, I look at things differently than you guys do. And when I say I look at things differently, I look at shows, I listen to different medias, I
Even in
try
that,
to engage things that you guys not saying that you guys don't have the time to, that I just try to go out there and look for more.
you can just tell by the way we dress.
So
Perfect. Stop.
fashion.
Stop.
Fashion.
Stop.
Yes.
Just stop
that's
for
important.
a moment. Just for a moment. Just stop for a moment, okay? I'm finna piss some people off. I
Yes,
know
please do.
I know
I'm
it.
with you.
He's
I
gonna
know it.
He's gonna bring up thongs or something.
Bruh. Throw music and movies out. Sports. Is it safe to say that our culture has a large influence and impact on the sports world?
Definitely.
We can go back to your Allen Iversons, Michael Jordans. I got on Jordans on my feet right now.
Yeah.
Some can say maybe positive influences.
I would say there's a lot of positive influences. Hell, one of the great, if not, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it live. And I'm a Kobe fan. May he rest in peace. But LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time.
How dare you?
LeBron James is the greatest
I'm dealing
basketball
with these
player
two,
of
so
all
Go
time.
James.
I'm not even
But
gonna
go
get
ahead,
into
go ahead,
this.
go ahead,
I'm
go
not
ahead,
even
go
gonna
ahead.
get in this argument. Come on.
He has been nothing but a positive influence on
I agree.
the black, and there's
And
agree.
gets the most hate and ridicule.
I agree.
And
I agree.
everything.
But here's the thing, though. He is the pinnacle of black excellence. Hell, American excellence. Hell, international excellence. This man has taken everything that the world has given him.
Continue.
That still don't make him the
Taken
greatest
everything-
basketball player.
Has taken everything that the world has given him, from being a high school standout, being drafted #1. He took a team that was full of bums to the finals, didn't win, but
I'm glad
still,
you added that.
hold on.
Stick to the social aspect of it. Hold on, because you setting this lob up perfect. Now, I can't wait to come in and
But
windmill
still, though,
the
but
hell
still,
out
he
of
did
this.
all this stuff. Here's the thing. He's done all this stuff on the court, but at the same time, he has yet to have anything negative off the court. He has a loving wife, beautiful kids, a son that's on the team with him. I mean, what more do you like? That
I
is
agree
the
with that.
pinnacle of black excellence.
I agree with
and
that.
we, as a community, do nothing but try to shun and discount this man every chance we get. Why? He is that black. I don't say that. He is that person that we should all strive for. You know, what has he done?
He's that top tier black figure.
That we should all love and cherish and respect and want
Like
our families.
I would put him up there with Obama.
Yes.
Top tier black figure.
Yes.
I put him up there.
why?
Just let me know when you're done. Just let me know when you're done.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Let me know.
So, me personally, when it comes to black culture, he is a positive example. He's a huge influence
I give you that.
on. Yes. So, but
Now,
boom.
the lob is thrown. I'm coming in from the free throw line. Okay? I'm coming in from the free throw line because I was not going to go anywhere near LeBron James. The hottest topic in our culture right now, Angel Reese.
Yep.
As much influence as she has right now on little black girls in America that are coming to the games to see her play, she walking around with her ass hanging all the
Showing
way
the
out
yams.
everywhere she go. But if somebody like me says that she should have more self-respect and dress in a more she can pop off and have all the fashion and all the bags and everything she want to, but understand her influence as a professional athlete and the little girls that are coming to fill them seats, I get called a Uncle Tom. I get called a woman hater. I get called somebody that don't respect black women and everything else for telling her to have respect for herself because of all the
Exactly.
little black girls that are watching her shake her ass on Wildin' Out.
She was on Wild Out.
Yeah. Real quick, hey, y'all, and this is the difference between black culture and we can throw white culture in there. You can go ahead and Google right now. Google Angel Reese. See the pictures that pop up. There's a lot of sexual, explicit type photos that she's taking. Heck, that was one. She was in lingerie. That's floating around right
Cheeks
now.
hanging all the way out.
Yams all the way out, and then go, and then you go and you Google Caitlin Clark and see if you see any of them same pictures. Now, let's granted, they don't look the same. However,
There's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind you can't see Caitlin Clark, brother.
I'm just saying, like, she's like Caitlin's just as big as Angel Reese in my opinion. But
Whoa, hold on. Caitlin is much bigger than Angel Reese.
Look, y'all went way down that rabbit hole.
I wasn't touching it.
No.
I said
We're
just
gonna
as big.
Let's keep it real though.
I said
Caitlin
just as
is
big.
Caitlin got first team
Okay.
in WNBA.
But
this year
let's talk
as
about
a
the black
rookie.
community because the black community really don't like Caitlin Clark like that. Not as much as Angel Reese.
First of all, look. First of all,
Hey, game recognized game, and Caitlin Clark cold, bro.
I was
She is.
rocking with Caitlin Clark from a basketball aspect. I see the racial divide that
Right.
those two have created, and I do know a large part of our community that didn't even follow the sport. They simply ride with her because she's black. Let's call a spade
And that's
a
and that's,
spade.
that's,
that's
the
the same thing,
influence.
but that's the same
And because
thing.
she has so much influence, look what she doing.
But that's the same thing with the white
Come on
community
now.
too, though. There's a lot of people
And
who
that's fair.
run for Caitlin. So we need to, like you said, call a spade a spade. They do the same thing. They only rock with Caitlin because she's the best basketball player who happens to be white.
That's fair, but I don't want to venture away from the original topic.
Yeah.
The topic is the hood glorifies loser shit. And then we identified it and put a quotation around it saying black culture. I'm mentioning Angel Reese because I'm saying to you, black culture has made it acceptable to basically walk outside with lingerie on.
Yep.
And if you question that or challenge that, then we're in the wrong and we're against women's rights and everything. I'm like, why would you want to promote yourself in that fashion, especially being a sports figure? Now, somebody that's a musician that's trying to sell that image,
Lizzo.
that's fine and dandy. You're playing a character. You're playing whoever you are. Look, Lil Kim. Is that better? Early's Lil Kim. That's how she came out and promoted herself to the world. So now that's how she has to be wherever she goes.
But I will say this. And me personally, and she mentioned this on her podcast. Her rent's like $8,000. She gotta make money somehow.
OnlyFans.
So
Hey, so you trying to tell me right now, if Angel Reese did an OnlyFans, she wouldn't even need basketball?
I will say this. I'm 37 years old. I ain't buying it, but a lot of people would.
but here's the catch though.
A lot of people
Here's the
would.
catch, and
So,
I
yes.
swear I hate that I'm sticking with this point because I know what people are going to say behind
I
it.
don't worry about it. That'd be all right.
We're not going to sweep under the rug her going to that podium and shedding them crocodile tears, talking about how people sexualize her and things like that.
Yep.
And everybody came to her aid. Look at all these perverted men and this and that. She's just a young girl and blah, blah. And as soon as she graduated from LSU and now she's technically an adult out here in this world, a professional athlete,
Right.
how does she promote herself? What is her brand? What is she known as out here? And I'm saying to you, bro, you have an influence on little girls. Damn the music part. Damn the movie part. Because like you said, kids shouldn't have access to that anyway.
Right.
But they damn sure got access to ESPN. They damn sure got access to a professional athlete who most parents would say, hey, I want my kid to follow LeBron James on social media. I want my kid to follow Steph Curry. I want my daughter to follow Caitlin Clark. But now if my kid follows Angel Reese, I got to be afraid that my child going to see Angel Reese ass all over the fucking internet.
Yeah. But I think for me, and I guess it's me don't have any kids, is kids shouldn't be on social media in the first place. That's just my
Mine been begging
No,
for
no,
TikTok
no.
and
I-
everything
yeah,
else.
that-
It ain't
yeah,
happening.
mine's- Mine too.
Yeah,
Too.
kids shouldn't be on social media in the first
My
place.
daughter in
ain't
high
happening.
school,
Because
she
they
still
don't
ain't
know
on
what- they
social
don't
media.
know
We
how
don't play
to-
them games.
They don't know how to interpret what's real, what's fake, first of all.
Yep.
Second of all, social media, you just can't govern it like that. Hell, Twitter, for example. Twitter's the wild, wild west, bro. Twitter is the wild, wild. It's much worse now that Elon's involved in it. You know, you can see everything. And then you got the aspect of they're on there saying whatever they want racially. I get called the N-word once a month. Easy, like, oh, you damn nigga. I'm like, God,
Try it daily.
Yeah, so
Shout out to E on the live.
him be on TikTok.
What up,
they,
E?
He be posting basketball, and they be ready. They be coming at him. But who the hell you think you are, boy?
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing.
But I get exactly what you're saying, though.
As a person that loves basketball, I watch them all. I've credited Angel Reese for her work ethic and what she brings to the court as an athlete. I've done all of that. Me personally, I think Caitlin Clark is better. I'm gonna die on that bridge.
I agree.
Just simply from a basketball standpoint. But I'm saying to you, just me recording a clip of the Indiana Fever, black people come after me
Yeah.
daily.
I think, and I'm the same way. I like Caitlin Clark more. However, I want Angel Reese to succeed more because she's black. I don't say that shit. Like, I don't care because she is a more known figure within the black community.
It's a
However,
representation of what
yes,
we have, what we provide, what we can
something
bring to-
positive, but
Yeah.
she has so much influence that the way that she's coming out, especially on her social
It
media,
makes
the way
you-
she dressing and stuff like that, now it's almost like, okay, like this is the accountability within the black community. What do we need to do to make our community better, to not to
defend
be
that shit.
shed in a negative light?
Exactly.
Hard to defend it. I get that. I really do.
That's the stuff
Yeah.
that kills me.
I think.
And that's the perfect bridge for us to start winding up. Like I said, I didn't want to keep y'all this 5
Oh
o'clock.
no! You know what time it is? We got, you know, long as I always like to get the daddy vixens by. You know?
I like ruffling feathers, man. Shoot, forget that.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's why I try my best to skate carefully on what I say and things like that, because I know what comes with you saying anything positive, remotely close to negative about Angel Reese, simply because she's a black woman.
Right.
But I'm saying to you, this whole conversation has been centered around music and movies and things like that, and we both understand that that's somewhat the blueprint if you want to make it. I'm going to get on these tracks
Right.
and rap about dope and rap about this. If I want to try to put a TV series out, we got to have some bricks dropping in. If I want to make it in that industry, that's the image I'm going to have to promote. Is it fair? Of course not. Is that the only genre that's out there? Of course not. But if you want to be successful in those lanes, that's what you have to do, unfortunately. So I'm like, okay, skip past all that. Talk sports. Because I don't have to be a drug dealer to play basketball. And I'm saying to you, even now in sports, you still have, quote unquote, our culture bringing negative images and negative things influencing our youth.
John Morant, shoot.
Another example. There you go.
Shoot.
But hold, didn't John Moran grow up in a household where his dad was involved? His dad's involved in this household now.
It is,
And so
but
he's
what
one of those things
sold?
where he's one of
but
those
what's-
questions. He's not the norm. He's the exception.
No, but what sold and what made him more popular is the image that he was portraying. It was that image.
I thought his ability is what made him popular. The fact that he can go up there and dunk on a 7 foot. I thought that was what made him popular.
And that's what came
And
with the
his
attitude.
people- and his inability to choose the right people around him is what's getting him in trouble.
What people were trying to say was he didn't necessarily come from the environment that now he's in the league. He's trying to present that he is.
That
he's not
because
like that. Yeah, he's
it's
not-
glorified. The hood's glorified.
Yeah, but
So
but
he act like he was from there because it made him more popular. It is what it is. Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. I remember coming up in high school and stuff like
Bro,
that, and
I
people
know,
be like,
bro.
you know,
No, I've been over
man,
your house,
whatever,
bro.
man.
I've been over your house, bro.
I was,
Bro, your
I was.
house was a safe space for everything, bro. I knew I could go over your house. We could go over around the corner and play basketball. We knew we didn't have to worry about a thing. You
It
want some water,
was.
baby? Yes, ma'am. I didn't have to worry about none of that.
It was see, but that was the thing. But however, like even coming up in school, they'd be like, "Oh shoot, where you from?" I'm from the West End. It was the hood. However, I was living the good life. I was good. I was raised by mom and dad.
Yeah.
I didn't have no issues. I didn't have to worry about food or lights being cut off or something like that. Like we all go through our hardships.
But a lot of that has to do with, the fact that, you had a stable home, income was in,
Right.
money was being made. So, I mean, like I said, there's so many aspects of it that, that tie into it. We could go all day, but I agree with everything you guys said. And
It's a great conversation, and we gonna wrap it up
yeah,
because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had on a regular basis
it is.
in all aspects, because it's like
it
real
needs to be
quick.
it needs to be had on a bigger scale too, just because I feel like, don't get me wrong, us three here, perfect, but like we need to be having these conversations with people's in positions of authority, or I'm talking about school leaders,
Yeah.
counselors, people who can actually reach these students, reach the youth, and let them know, like, bro, you don't have to live this life that you live in based on what you're seeing in your movies and your TV show. There's a better way out there. Hell, I seen something, it was so dope. I seen this, my bro, Isaiah Brett, shout out to him. He's a coach for a high school for Shawnee basketball. And he was promoting the Shawnee aviation department they have there.
Mhm.
And it's great to see that, like, you have, students who are interested in the aviation program there. We have the tools, we have the capabilities to promote these things. We just got to do a better job
Yeah.
of getting the positive
See,
side
but
out there. That's the big thing. We have to do
no,
a better
you
job. Yeah.
you right.
Yeah,
It like you said, we have to get it out there. But how do you make that stuff cool? We're so worried about within the black community being cool and being seen and being noticed that we forget the important things that's going to make us a positive member of society,
Yeah.
somebody functioning, somebody who is making the money the right way. Nobody's talking about trades if college ain't for you. Nobody's
Correct.
teaching these kids how to gain scholarships to really get into college and stuff without
That's
being
what we
in those
need.
areas.
That we need more. We need more positive leaders out there speaking on those things.
Yeah.
Letting people know, like, hey, you know, you have multiple avenues where you can get out of this this lifestyle you're in, or you can get out of the hood and, you know, provide for yourself. You don't have to just go into movies and music. You don't have to get into the drug game. There's options out there. You know,
Yeah.
you can get a trade. You don't have to go to school. The
Yeah,
school route's not for everybody.
right,
You know, you
right.
don't have to do that. You know, granted, I went to school and you all went to school and stuff, but you don't have to do that. Be a master plumber. I mean, there's options. But, you
HVAC.
know, we just gotta.
There you go.
We have to, and it takes on all of us. We have to amplify that message.
Absolutely.
We have to amplify
And
that
that's
message.
and that's why that's why I'm in it, man. Like when I tell you, I'm
Good catch.
when I tell you I'm in so many like programs just within my school, from football to track to different type of clubs like Men of Quality, Black Student Union, hell, Pep Club. You got to give these
Yeah.
kids something to look forward to, and you got to make it fun at the same time, because if it's not fun and if it's not
You're gonna
interesting,
lose interest.
they
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah. I think what you did, and I know you have to close it down just because it got too crazy, but like just open up the gym. I used to open the gym on Sundays.
Yeah.
And stuff. And yeah, when you really opened it, you intended it to be for, you know, for us older folks. But you had the youth out there. They was actually out there to be able to
They
get
was.
some, you know, some blow some steam off and stuff. They were just jumping over our
And
heads.
they started wilding out a little bit. I'm like, man, I'm
Look,
not go, man.
I'll be 40 Friday, bro. My knees can't take it.
Yeah, they jumping
Not
over
at
their
all.
heads and stuff, doing reverse
Not at
layups
all.
and dunking. I'm like,
I'm like,
oh, it's too much right here.
I
So-
can't even
Not at
take a
all.
charge from y'all. Man. Shoot. Nah.
But yeah,
Great,
but
great
yes,
conversation, much needed conversation, and just the opportunity to clarify where we were coming from on your post.
Understood.
And that's why I threw them mic emojis up real quick, because some people may see what we were saying and they against black people and they anti this,
Yeah,
and that's
and
far
that's-
from the truth.
Yeah, that's the issue with social media. A lot of this stuff gets lost in translation.
Yeah.
Your intent, it's hard to gauge that through words that people type.
Yeah, I'm about
Unless
to say.
you hear it through
dudes,
your words,
yeah,
you hear your
yeah.
voice and your impact, you know, your tone, you know, it could come off as, and people say all the time, I got people like, damn, bro, who's this Asian dude? You know, why is he, I'm like, that's my cousin, bro. Trust me.
Tell them follow the damn podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, follow the
Yeah.
podcast, man.
Tell them follow the podcast. Tell them we got some things coming up, too.
Yes, sir.
Some-
Yes, sir.
some
Hey,
really
hey, I tell you
things
right,
going
shit. I
on.
tell you right now, I'll debate anybody up on there. I tell you what's up. You gonna get mad at me though.
Yeah.
That-
Shoot.
that's what I
This
want.
is a guy. This is coming from a guy who eats tomatoes on his burger.
Hey, dude.
Y'all done
We're
got
gonna
him
talk about
started.
that. We're gonna talk about that soon,
Y'all
y'all.
done got him
We're gonna
started.
talk about that soon. Be on the lookout for that. We're gonna talk about that soon.
Man.
But,
Yes, sir.
but real quick, in closing, because we ain't gonna go down the food rabbit hole. I ain't gonna let you slide with throwing that me listening to Glow.
I said I listen to Glow too,
Hey,
though. I
listen
literally
to
said
me.
I listen to Glow
Listen
too.
to me, okay?
See, I can listen to Glow. You can't listen to Glow.
But here's the difference, and this is where we gonna leave it at. It's just some food for thought. Growing up, I told you I listened to 3-6 Mafia. Gangsta Boo, Lord Rest Her Soul, was a part of 3-6 Mafia.
Mhm.
3-6 Mafia was not promoted or pushed on television at all. If you listen to their music, you had to find it on an underground level. You had to be a fan to get a hold of 3-6 Mafia. It wasn't until maybe my late high school years when you might have saw a 3-6 Mafia music video or things like that. You fast forward to today, every female artist that talks about sex, you said your booty hole brown and all this and that, that's what is being pushed. 3-6 Mafia was not pushed when I was growing up. I think that's the biggest difference, tying it back into your post. when we grew up, yes, that type of music was out there. You can't change what people. Hell, you can go all the way back to Two Live Crew or whoever you want to go back to. But that music was frowned upon and it was not promoted. Yes, it had the parental advisory. So when you went in the music store, you had to be a certain age
You
to
couldn't even
buy
buy
it.
it.
The music that they were pushing then is what's being promoted now. I don't have to wait until BET Uncut to watch a Tip Drill video. That's what's coming on in broad daylight now. That's what's being promoted and pushed to our youth, all the way to the point to where Sexy Red lip gloss. If I ever saw my daughter ask for gonorrhea lip gloss, I'm putting her up for adoption. Think about it.
Ho.
Pull your phone out right now, because obviously that means you don't know.
Oh, no.
Look, we ain't going nowhere yet, ladies and gentlemen.
man.
Hey, I want him to read it. Type in Google
go
Sexy
ahead.
Red
I'm
lip
doing it
gloss
right now.
and
Go
read
ahead.
the names.
I'm doing it red right now.
Read the names of Sexy Red lip gloss that's being promoted and pushed and is available for purchase.
My mouth.
We'll wait.
My mouth is wide open because this is wild.
We'll wait.
So was hers.
Okay,
But they
so,
go.
stupid.
He's searching, ladies and gentlemen. He's searching.
So this is what I found. Now, mind you, this is disgusting, and yeah.
Call it out.
No, say it out loud.
First one I read is Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown,
Lip gloss.
Nut.
That has a look. That has a flavor.
Continue. So y'all don't think I'm lying. Continue.
Pussy Hole Pink,
Come on.
Yellow Discharge. What the fuck is
Ladies
this?
and gentlemen, you can go purchase Yellow Discharge lip gloss. Go ahead.
Gonorrhea, Blue Balls,
Shit.
and Sex on My Period.
What? Sex on My Period lip gloss is available for purchase.
Just to say that out loud, like if my daughter's 14, she's like, "Yeah, Dad, I want some lip gloss." I'm like, "What kind you want?" Sex on my period. Give me your phone. Go to your room.
You up for adoption?
Nope.
Get out of you.
Nope,
You
we ain't
can't even
doing
live
this.
under my roof no more.
So I just want to say that Sexy Red is a Republican, and this is what the Republicans
pushing
are
the
doing.
agenda.
This is what the Republicans are doing. Just throwing it out there, guys. Vote blue.
Oh my
This is-
god.
like what the fuck? bro? I
Oh
just
my
say
god.
nut.
So in closing, we
Please.
can close on this. That's why when I saw your post,
That's crazy.
the hood glorifies loser shit,
I'm glad I don't.
and I saw your comment. You said our culture,
Yes.
and I said facts. I agree. Music, movies, and everything in capitalization. That's what I'm referencing, because I'm saying to you, we have the opportunity, we have the resources to do and broadcast so many positive images and so
Yep.
many different things, but we choose not to do that because we know negativity is what's going to bring us the most attention and the most fame, and then you get Sex on My Period lip gloss.
I blame Drake.
He's mixed.
I blame
No.
He's light skinned.
Drake. I blame Drake.
No.
Okay, I'm shocked. I did not know none of
Look,
that.
y'all,
stuff.
he's lost for words now.
Well, yeah, you'll be no. If you ain't seen this for the first time, bro, and the first thing you see is a lip gloss called Nut.
Hey,
Like that's all it says.
we might have changed his mind, DJ. He might be on our side now.
I agree with you guys when it comes to a lot of when it comes to that. I didn't. You guys said you guys are right. But that shit? Oh no.
Yeah,
I've never been a big.
that'll mess with
I've
you.
never been a Sexy Red fan though. I've never been a Sexy Red fan. You know that whole my pussy pink and the booty hole brown. I wish I would catch my niece saying some shit like that. I'm not even against for like
Shoot, and they
physical-
slow. Have you even even her friend, like real quick, like even her friend that was in the video with her, like y'all seen that video that was circulating when she thought she said magician and she said she was a musician and she was like, what was that? She's slow. They promoting our kids to be slow, bro.
I'll say this though. I think that there was a video, and I wasn't a big fan of it. I seen it on Twitter, and it was there on live, and Sexy Red was basically making fun of this girl. I'm like, this is supposed to be your friend, and you talking down to her, and that's just I guess another aspect of the culture that we need to
Man,
have
whatever.
a conversation about, but not today.
Sexy Red knew.
But I see
she
you
was
stand
going
by
with her
Sexy
friend
Red,
until
I
her
believe you
publicist
see
was
two
like,
bad
"Nah, you
bitches."
gotta go and get this player."
Is that what he said? When I see you stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches.
You know what? We gone because I ain't gonna let no Drake slander happen on this podcast. Hey, my birthday next week. We
He ain't-
OVO.
he ain't-
Okay,
he-
Crody. Okay, Crody. All right, Crody, you got it. You got it, fam.
Hey,
You got
hey.
it, fam.
Oh my God. Shoot.
Y'all go
okay.
subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, please.
man.
I respect
Get
you.
out of
Disagree
here, dog.
podcast.
This man
All
done
right,
called me
man.
Crody, dog. Are you serious?
Deuces, y'all.
October's
Be easy,
very
y'all.
own. We out.
Ass toasted, no competition. Unleash toasted.